Okay, so this video is a follow-up video to the one I just made yesterday about the whole Rockford Fosgate system. And a mistake was made, and I didn't realize it until I had taken a picture of this and put it online, and someone had told me about a wiring mistake that I had done, and I really did not realize that. Well, I knew what I had the idea about what to do. I did not realize that it was really unadvised to do it, because I haven't seen much about it. So to get right into it, yesterday with this amp, yesterday I had two wires, two 10 gauge speaker wires running to each side, and I had it wired to 2 ohms because this Fosgate amp will run stable at 1 ohm or 2 ohms. And I had the speakers wired up for 2 ohms, which they were. However, these are dual voice coil subwoofers, which means, unfortunately, I'm not going to take them out, but a dual voice coil sub basically has, on the back side of the speaker is a positive and negative terminal and a positive and negative terminal. It's 2 coils. A single coil sub will only have 1 positive and 1 negative. Duals have 2, positive and negative, positive and negative. Now, this is a 4 ohm sub, which means that technically, if I only went to one side like I had wired it, put a positive and negative wire, come out and ran it to here, doing that both times would have actually gave me 2 ohms here, because coming out would have been 4 ohms down to 2 ohms. When I put a picture of this, somebody had asked me about the wiring, and I did not realize that that was not a good idea, because what I was essentially doing was only using one of the voice coils. And I've done a little bit of looking into it since, but I'll tell you, most of the videos that tell you how to wire these up for 2 ohms, 4 ohms, parallel, series parallel, not too many has mentioned about not using, about not being cautious about using both of your voice coils if you have a dual voice coil sub. So at the end of the day, I took all this out, and you'll notice the subs are different too. The subs were firing up this way. I redone everything. So what I did was took both subs completely out, took the box inside, rewired them in parallel. That's why you only have now 1 wire coming out, and this is at 1 ohm instead of 2 ohms. Positive to negative around. And all you do in this parallel configuration to get to 1 ohm with dual 4 ohm subs is positive to positive, positive to positive, positive to positive, right on out. Negative to negative, negative. You have to put a couple of jumper wires. You'll run around here, and you'll take a positive jumper wire and a negative jumper wire to connect this one to that one, and another jumper wire to go from your subwoofer to your terminal right there. And then of course your outside. Sorry about running through this, but I was just trying to kind of explain what was going on. And I'm going to tell you, also too, not only was that mistake made that I fixed, but I wanted to give a little bit of a sound test. Someone had mentioned in an earlier video about when I was doing one, hopefully you can see that. That is the mid. That's how I have, that's a 1/6, that's a Rockford Fosgate. I don't even know if you can see that. I may have to 165S mid. I think it's 6 1/4, perhaps 6 1/2. It's been a long time since I put them in, so I'm not sure, but I wanted to give a sound test. So this video was basically about talking about the mistake. And that's when you get into car audio, you're going to make mistakes. You're not going to, it takes a lot of research, and as much as you think sometimes something like this can show you that you still have a lot to learn. So that was basically it on that. I wanted to come back, do an update video that I changed this out, completely changed the wiring. Now it's at 1 ohm, and I gotta tell you, it is quite a difference. It is a very noticeable difference from the way it was yesterday to wiring it up to now. It is a really big difference. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually recording with my GoPro this time, and I'm going to use my phone to play I have to play copyright free bass song, so it's not going to be some song you hear on the radio. But I'm going to get everything. I'm probably going to pause it here, get everything set up, and just give a sound test and just kind of see what
another thing that I don't think I even
I
talked about in the video was the head unit. DDX 396, although I may have done a video on it when I first got it. Kenwood DDX 396. I really like the radio. You have to excuse this because the mounting, I really need a new mounting, a better mounting bracket for this, so you have to excuse that. But since we're right here, I was also going to show you that when you set, when I was talking yesterday about setting gains and setting everything up, I'm just going to show you here that on my settings, equalizer, it is completely set to flat. Now my subwoofer level is set all the way to +10, and I did that because when I set the gains, and also the bass knob, if I can find it, give me just a second to find the bass knob here. But the bass knob, when I set my gains, I set the bass knob to all the way to max. That way, if you set it halfway and then set your gains, and then you decide to turn your bass knob up, you are more than likely going to introduce distortion into your system. I've seen people talk about this both ways, about you set your gains on your amp and then you can come back and set this. But I've also seen a lot of people say that once you come back in, say for example, I set the EQ flat, but let's go to sound effects. This is what a lot of people like to do. Like, all of these sound effects are off, 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 off. None of these are on. Now of course you can turn bass boost on, loudness on, enhancer, EQ. There's a lot of stuff here that will make it sound good, but from what I understand, can also put distortion back into your system. And honestly, with the flat equalizer, I have none of this stuff on. The equalizer is flat. Everything else is pretty much, even volume offset, all at 0. I don't have anything, I don't have any enhancements in there turned on, and it still sounds good with a flat EQ and everything. So that was something else that I'd missed that I thought I would have went over a little bit in this video too. So let me get this set up real quick, and I will be right back.
So I'm set up. I think this song right here is a copyright free song, so I'm going to play it and turn this up a little bit. I don't know how this is going to really sound through this GoPro, but at least you can see it. go up to about 30 before there's distortion on the radio. But I don't ever really run at full tilt too much. 25, 26 is about as much as I really want to go with it. Okay, so I think that was about it. I just wanted to come out here and do a sound test, talk about the terrible wiring job that I did. Thankfully there was no damage because I never really played them that loud anyway, never really at full tilt. I'm gonna keep doing a little more research on it. There's not a whole lot on it, but it's definitely one of those things that you just learn, you know, that if you didn't know, you didn't know. Thankfully it was mentioned to me and I was able to go back, rewire everything, and get the problem fixed. And it really, if you would have heard it, just rewiring it, doing what I did from yesterday, it made so much of a difference. And obviously I guess it would, because of the way it was wired. But that's probably going to do it for this update video. Oh, by the way, the other thing, if somebody's watching, yes, this needs, a lot of this needs sound deadener bad. I'm sure a lot of sound deadener in here would, for one thing, fix a lot of the rattle and stuff, but it would make it sound better. But this is my wife's Jeep. I don't know if she's going to be really cool with putting all that sound deadener on it like that, covering everything. It may just have to be something we live with, but you know, that's just part of it. And in closing, I was just trying to think if there was anything else maybe to talk about that I didn't get to yesterday. I guess that's about it. So I'm going to just go ahead and end the video here, and thanks for watching, and also please check out all my other videos. Lastly, anybody that watches my channel, I'm kind of all over the place. I do four-wheeler mud bogging videos, which hopefully I may have some of those coming up soon. I want to try to get back more into that this year. We didn't do much last year, but I've just had so much stuff going on here at the house. But I do want to try to get some more videos coming out quickly. I may spend some more time doing some car audio stuff. Next couple may be car audio. I may be doing something about setting gains and this and that. There's tons of videos online about them already, but you know, still. But anyway, well, that's going to do it for this one, and thank you for watching.